Welcome back, guys. So today we've been talking about LLMs, agents, and what makes up an agent and what makes up an base language model. And we talked about the fact that agent has tools in compared together with it. Example, ChatGPT and the likes. Then we also talked about that agents are base language models, which are meshed together with other tools like image generation tools, audio generation tools, and the likes. So today, continuation of that, we are going to talk about what differentiates AI results from Google results. Does AI agents have database, or does AI based language models have database? The answer is no. AI agents or AI language models, based language models, do not have databases. They only deal on probability, which means they are trained on the data for a particular period of time. And when a user asks a query or sends a query to the chat interface, the AI picks up the query, breaks down into tokens, and then processes it based on stored weights or stored information. So those information that it has been trained on is called weights. It's called weight. So the information that the user is putting in is going into what we call context window. The context window is the list of information that the user has imputed and the response plus the weights that the AI agent has already generated. This is the context window. It's just like a cue card in a theater where you are acting a drama, where the the actor is being presented with cue cards on what to say and how to take the next action. That is what a context window looks like. And for each chart, there is usually an amount of data that that context window could hold. For ChatGPT, it is approximately 128K, and then for Claude, about 200K. So all these differs from each other. So what we are looking at is how does Google search engine differs from language models or agents? We also mentioned that AI agents can interact with Google search engines if a user sends in a query and it doesn't have the data or it's not been trained on that same data. The agent has the capability to search or do a cross platform search to the web to retrieve information and then feed the information to the user. But the Google search engines do not generate data just like AI does. They only retrieve data from millions of computers interconnected in the web. That is why it's called the World Wide Web. And then AI agents always combine these base language models plus these tools to give the user feedback. But search engines only does what we call ranking and indexing based on number of information it has retrieved from a search or a query. Remember, when you want to live information, always go for Google search because AI agents can have what we call hallucinations and bias. Hallucinations in the sense that they can actually give you a wrong information, but they will present it in a such a way that it looks very right and very clear. So these are the two things you need to look out for in AI agents. Basically, all AI agent results are probability, except the agent that has a little bit of fact. But each of them goes with probability because the agent has to process the information gotten from the web and then process it based on probability of the weights that it has been trained on. These weights are billions of numbers. It's just like a library of information on which it has been trained. It does not generate its own information automatically. It goes to the weights, the library or the weights on which it is being trained, these models are being trained, it picks up the information. Why Google search engine goes to the web, different web locations, and retrieves information based on index. So this is the two. So you cannot come and be, you don't want to start searching for live scores on an AI agent, on a Bayes language AI model. You can't do that because Bayes language models are different from agents. Agent has the capability to do a web search, while Bayes language models do not have capability to do a web search because they don't have the tools to. Why agents are Bayes language models incorporated with several tools, powerful tools like image generation tools, language, audio generation tools, and different types of other tools combined. Example is GPT-4o and Claude. So when you want to query or get live scores, do not go to a Bayes language model. You can retrieve from an agent, an AI agent, but do not go to a Bayes language model because it has hallucination and it has bias and it doesn't generate new data. So these are the things you need to know. And when you are looking at language models, they are always trained. These are the features of a language model. They are always trained. They said they are trained on trillions of tokens. Once years ago, there is no live connection, just like we have in the Google search. There is live connection to different computers on the World Wide Web. And these language models compress data. They compress data into this what called weights. We have about 1.8 trillion weights. They don't store pages, just like the web does. The products, the things you get from internet is quite different from what you get from a Bayes language model. Remember the fact I used the word Bayes language models. Agents are Bayes language models plus tools. So always get that straight. So, and these language models does what we call prediction. They do not retrieve data, they predict based on what they have been trained on. It means that their information can be outdated. In a language model, you prompt. Why in Google search, you give command, you browse, right? So these are the difference between Google search engines and language models. Google search engine makes use of database. It retrieves information in form of files, PDFs, and the likes, while language models, like Bayes language models, only predict based on probability of stored weights, and they do not have a database. They only have weights. Weights are information they are being trained on over the years. But there are these powerful Bayes language models that has been built with extra steroids. They are called agents because they have the capability to visit the web, retrieve information, and then return to their language model interface. So in our next topic, we're going to look at weights and context window. What are the two disparity between these two? See you guys in the next one. Peace out.